describe what an astronaut may hear in space?
We hope that you will answer our question.
Well, hey, that's a great question. Interestingly enough, we're up in space. It's really very similar to living on the Earth as far as the air goes. We get to wear regular clothes just like you do, and we live in very comfortable air. So because of that, sound travels normally. Now, when you're outside into space, if you're outside from here, then we have special spacesuits with special communications and radios that allow us to talk to each other. Because if you did have what we call the vacuum of space without air, then you don't have any way of having sound travel, so you couldn't do that. But we also can't live out there because we can't breathe.
Go.
Hi, my name is Chuck. My family is going to Florida to watch the STS-127 launch. What will you be doing while we are watching the launch?
Well, hi, Chuck, and thanks for your question. Hopefully you got to see us actually launch. We had several attempts, and hopefully you were there for the July 15th launch. What we do is about 4 hours before we launch, we get a ride out space shuttle and then go up and get in our seats on the flight deck and in the mid-deck. And then we go through a bunch of different systems tests and turn on different machinery and different systems to make sure we're all ready for launch. And then about 7 seconds before we lift off, the engines start. And at liftoff is when the solid rocket boosters start. And then we are on our 8-minute ride to orbit. So we'll be monitoring the space shuttle systems and guidance and make sure we get to orbit at the right inclination so that we can catch the space station. So thanks for your question.
Hi, we are in grade 5 and 6
at Cowboy Road School, New Zealand. We are learning about planets, and we think that Earth is the most amazing place.
What do you see when you look at Earth from space, and how do you feel? We hope you answer our question.
Hello, thank you for your question. One of the greatest joy of living in space in a space station or the space shuttle is to float to a window and to look back down at the Earth. And what we see is a magnificent sight. The planet is beautiful. It is like a marble down there of blues and whites. We can see continents and water and ocean. It is so amazing, and because we go around the Earth once every hour and a half, we get to see every continent there is on the planet and all the oceans. So this is something that you can never, ever get tired of doing when you're in space.
Hi, Mr. Polanski. My name is Claire, and I'm 16 years old. And I was wondering, what kind of experiments will you be doing on your trip to the ISS? Thanks. I hope you answer my question, and have a great mission.
Glad you asked that, because one of the main purposes of the space station is scientific research. And we can do things in zero gravity that can't be done otherwise. So we study the human body, how it responds to gravity. We study the way to grow human tissues in 3 dimensions, and this helps us with cancer research and regenerative medicine research, many other areas of research.
Hello, Commander Mark Polanski. My name is Ricardo. I'm from Brazil. My question is, how do you feel being such a selected group? It must be so special. So I would like you to describe how you feel and how, like, for the things you have done, for the things you have seen. And thanks for all the work and representing us up there. Have a good flight. Bye.
Ricardo, thank you for your question. You know, the interesting thing is I don't think any of us feel that we're in a selective group, but we do realize that we're all very, very lucky and very fortunate in that we've been able to do the job that we have. We all understand that, unfortunately, not a lot of people get to fly in space, and we do hope that the day comes And it won't be real soon, but in the future, there will be a day when traveling in space is hopefully more routine and everybody can do it and not just professional astronauts. But we do know that we're lucky to have this job and that it's a very special thing that we get to do and a very special place that we get to visit. So we cherish the moments that we're here, even though the work is very hard, and we take a lot of wonderful memories with us.
Hello, Commandant Polanski. My name is Marianne Changuy from France. Would you like to go in space with your family if it could be safe enough?
Bonjour, hello. What a great question. Of course, one of the things that we miss when we go on such a long voyage is our families and our friends, and we'd be so happy if we could take them with us. And so if it was a possibility, we'd really like to have our kids playing microgravity with us and our friends to share a meal while the Earth passed by. Et je vous réponds aussi en français parce que vous êtes de France. Ça nous ferait bien plaisir d'amener nos familles avec nous si nous le pouvions dans l'espace. Ce serait extraordinaire de pouvoir vivre ce moment avec elles et avec nos amis en même temps. Merci.
And Endeavour ISS, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thanks very much.
ISS and everyone who submitted questions to Twitter and YouTube for the STS-127 crew. Endeavour ISS, we are now resuming operational audio communications.
Great, thank you.
This is Mission Control Houston, getting a good view on board Shuttle Endeavour now as it passes over the southern lights, approaching the very southern end of Australia. That's Australia down there below the shuttle and the station at an altitude of 220 miles inside. The crew getting ready to kick off what's called the pre-breathe exercise. This is where Chris Cassidy and Dave Wolf will spend the night inside the Quest airlock, getting their bodies used to the reduced pressure. The Quest airlock itself will be taken down from 14.2 psi down to 10.2 psi. This will allow all the nitrogen inside Cassidy and Wolf's bloodstream to be purged out. It will allow them to avoid what's called the bends, which anybody that has ever done any diving is familiar with that.